If you're one of those girlies who's ever found herself being envious, jealous, even finding herself shrinking at other people's success, good things happening in their life, things of that nature, then this episode is for you. Welcome to where you are finally able to get unstuck and experience nervous system peace that is integrated into your everyday life as your new normal. Because transformation is a way of life here, and yours begins now. All right, y'all. So today we are going to be actually exploring the Jungian theory of projection. And it says that individuals project their own unconscious traits, desires, and fears onto others as a projection of their own unconscious traits, fears, and desires. Hey, really quick, we actually have a quiz that is completely free, Heal Your Feminine Archetype, where you are able to get results that has to do with how you perceive and walk through the world, and ways to help heal those anxious little behaviors, things that are impacting you specifically. Totally free. Find the link in the description and we'll see you over there. And this is where those significant triggers come up. That's why we feel them. Like if someone is really successful, for instance, and we're feeling some kind of way, or they just got married or engaged and we're feeling some kind of way, right? These are subconscious mirror reflections when we are having a response, a physiological response that we commonly know them as triggers. It's essentially a heightened state of emotion where your body is experiencing it in some kind of way that makes you want to act in. You could even have irrational thoughts. You could have irrational desires, right? And people today may kind of call it crashing out. That could absolutely be part of this, right? Being triggered and now you're crashing out. Absolutely having that heightened state of emotional response that is almost irrational because the prefrontal cortex, the front part, deep thinking part of the brain, comes offline and says, nope, we're going to the emotional part of the brain where we are going to just respond from that sense. This is where we can be finding ourselves acting in ways that would otherwise not find ourselves acting in, but it starts as a subconscious response until we start gaining awareness of, oh, wow, I feel, think, and behave X, Y, and Z when such and such theme or specific situation happens, and now I'm triggered. Now, of course, this could be a survival thing. Like for me, for instance, when I had separated from my ex-husband and, he was on supervised visitation for almost 10 months straight. And the only reason he got off is because I was supposed to deploy. And 4 months from the time that I talked to the social worker, and she's like, oh, guess we're switching, right? That was the only reason. But how I had to engage my abuser was in doing the supervised visitations and dealing with all of that. I had to get incredibly clear on what was happening. What was being reflected back for me was the fact that I didn't feel safe in the situation. And, for me, there's a valid reason. I don't think necessarily that these mirrors and projections are necessarily bad. They are just simply information that says, hey, something that is highly misaligned is happening in my life. We need to stop and pause and really assess what's taking place. Because if we don't, bad things, at least in my situation, my nervous system was like, bad things are going to happen, right? Freaking out. And I had to learn how to harness that emotional state, witness it, sit with it, because it's very much an actual need in that situation, So you might find yourself in those actual needs where it may hopefully is not a safety situation. If not, if you do find yourself in that, I am praying for you because that's a horrible situation to find yourself in. Hopefully this is more of like work contention and like disruptions and, things like that. Maybe you're trying to get a promotion. Maybe you're trying to have a deeper personal relationship with someone. So hopefully that's more of it. But hey, even if you find yourself in that insane situation, you have to recognize no matter what you're going through, your body is expressing something, a demand, a need, a desire to be seen. That is where these projections come up. We feel, think, and because for me, the projection was, we're going to be attacked again. Something bad is going to happen if I leave my babies alone. And I had a very real reason to think that, but that was my subconscious projection is, monster essentially, right? And how do I work around those subconscious responses that are trying desperately to keep me alive, just like yours are likely. Now, it may not be as direct and like, oh, this person caused X, Y, and Z. It could be something from your childhood that you're like, dang, why am I so triggered? Because this person, maybe they've never done anything wrong to you. Maybe they've been super awesome. And you're just like, why do I hate this person? I don't even want to hate their success, but like, also I hate their success. What do I do about this, right? And that's the type of projections we're also talking about, because this is also telling you, hey, there's some sort of misalignment here to how I'm feeling. And really, it's about you, your projection of whatever it is. Maybe you weren't seen as a child and you were just kind of dismissed. And so now your subconscious is like, I have to do whatever I can to be seen and be validated. And any attention is attention, right? That type of subconscious cycle can absolutely pull in toxic individuals, people who are two-faced and things of that nature, because we can absolutely shove down this, internal sensors. Nope, we don't want to recognize the red flags. Suppress, kind of a thing, suppress. And then we find ourselves in toxic or negative situations because our childhood experiences are as likely the cause. That's a big cause for a lot of people because we learn consistently, suppress those emotions, shut off that natural intuition when it's screaming at you to get out so you can survive. But in childhood, if we can't, we have to suppress it. Otherwise, we'll go crazy. We will lose, like it's a psychosis type thing, like the individual, because you're in such an insane situation, you have to mentally adapt. In this case, it's often suppression, or you can see it even as aggression. Highly aggressive individuals, well, children is a huge red flag for some sort of instability and safety, specifically abuse of that nature, can absolutely be things that are going on in the home. So these are red flags and things to pay attention to within yourself, within other people around you, because while they may have had rough childhoods, right, they might be bringing in those toxic patterns subconsciously into your relationship, friendship, coworkers, boss, whatever it might be. And it's not like a judgment. It's for, oh, I can have compassion for, I can have understanding for, a greater love for even, and just holding that person in the space, healthy boundaries, of course, being put up. But like, also, I'm not angry. I don't hate. I'm not mad at or dismissive of this person because of their experiences. I have compassion. I can genuinely love them and hold that space for them with an open heart because I don't hate them. I just know I need to deal with this person in a particular way because of these behaviors. Really quick, don't forget, we have a 10-day Calm Your Chaos self-paced online course that is completely free. Go ahead and find the links in the description and go on over there and start healing yourself today. And when we recognize our own projections are not being put on the situation, that is the lens we can partake and actually receive wholeheartedly what it is that's going on. And that is the most important thing that we are able to really receive and gain that wisdom and knowledge of, because that's really at the end of the day what we're doing. We're extracting knowledge from the triggers and the situations we are finding ourselves in so that we can navigate life in a more aligned way that will align to the life we're individually trying to create. Because you, just like me, are the architects of our life. We can create anything we want. We just have to become consciously aware of what's actually transpiring in and around what's happening and what's showing up, because then we can latch onto it, we can grab it and be like, all right, how do I want to play with this? Where do I want to go with this? Because like I'm literally encountering the same thing all the time in the sense of different things will come up, but it's like, ooh, how do you want to deal with this? Where is this being? Now, it's not nearly as much as it was when I first started, right? When I first started my journey, it was like bombarding, right? And so many things. And now it's more of like, as you're really going through those deep growth periods, and it's like, ooh, more things are coming up. Cool, let's go in. Because I get excited personally in my own personal life. I get super excited when I get triggered. I'm like, ooh, because it's for me on the other side is like quantum leaps, massive like breakthroughs. And that's how I was able to really receive it. So I almost get excited for my own, not that I'm not going to feel the feels and the traumas and all the things my body might be experiencing. Absolutely. You got to stretch it out. And, everything I teach, I personally do, because it's not that our bodies aren't able to handle it. It's we are processing things at a deeper level. And so we get to experience it again in a different way, in an energetic field that makes it so that we can process it, shed it, and cleanse it even deeper this time around, especially if it's one of your core wounds. We all have between 1 and 5 really deep core wounds, and these will consistently and occasionally come up as we heal ourselves and as we go deeper into our journey, because this gives us the ability to really cleanse those lineages of ours and go into those generational healing. And that's really what it's latched onto. And so when we are up leveling and upgrading our own journey and we're healing and cleansing, and we can recognize, oh, there's that theme or that whatever it is that consistently comes up, and you recognize that core wound, you're like, I see you. Let's play. Let's, what are we going to do now? Like, what are we going to learn? What are we going to heal? What are we going to heal and break through and pull back those layers of? Really, like, let's go play, because that is the way we are able to truly go into that healing, that dark night of the soul, that shadow, whatever people want to label it. There's so many names, but it's the trauma. It is the trauma that lies in your body that is begging to be released. And this is how we gain the awareness to know what it is specifically within us that is trying to rear its head so that we can heal, cleanse, and get out of that whole layer, right? And so with that being said, today's meditation is going to be going into where your body actually feels safe. Because one of the key things that we are all going through, myself included, I have to even sometimes reconnect, especially if I'm really dealing with a lot of stuff and having all the things going on. I have to find myself grounding and connecting and coming back to ground and reminding myself I am safe. I've got this. We can do this, right? And that will just kickstart my natural subconscious like way of being, because I have conditioned myself that no matter what's happening, we're going to be okay. We're going to figure this out and let's go. Let's get to work. We've got this. And that's just such a natural default for me because I've been in the trenches. I've been in situations people told me was impossible to win. And okay, and God already showed me what's done. So yep, it's already done. Thank you. Let's go. And it's just like not even a second thought for me. It's just already done when especially things have been shown, right? And I want you to get to that point of being able to have that same confidence, safety, and connection within yourself. But the first step we have to do is gain safety within ourselves. And we have to know where it's currently sitting or feeling or not even, right? There might be a complete absence of it. And that's a big deal too. And so if you are unable to gain that awareness, then I want you to go into the meditation and really sit with yourself and give yourself that space. If you're feeling anxious or you're one of those girlies that sitting still is and relaxing is really difficult, do this while you're walking on a treadmill, on the elliptical. I used to love going on the elliptical and like really processing some like serious and like really getting it out. Oh my gosh, that was like my favorite. Put on some music, like go get into the trigger and just go crazy. And like because I was sweating, people couldn't tell I was like bawling my eyes out simultaneously. So it was like perfect. And I highly recommend stuff like that. If this is especially really hard for you to find that safety and find that and you're feeling angsty or anxious or how I was like, say like the cat trying to, climb out of the box kind of a thing, that is a fantastic way because what your body is screaming is the sensation is my physical vessel is overloaded from the sensations that are being applied through the recalling, sitting with meditation. That's why your body is feeling it. And so the body's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And if you give it the ability to release through a healthy way, like walking, running even, or the elliptical, I liked the elliptical because like I could go like really hard and like especially with my legs and stuff, and like pretty much close my eyes or get to like a half close where I'm kind of shutting the world out, like in my music, like focus on what's happening so I could really feel the feels and like process it. But my body was so overstimulated, I couldn't sit in a meditation. I couldn't sit quietly. It was just way too much. And so that's how I figured out for me a really great way that releases the things that my body is needing to release. Let me know in the description what y'all are feeling and thinking. Do you have any questions? Does this resonate? How is this landing for you? I'd love to hear anything that y'all have to say. And with that being said, hop on over to the meditation and I'll catch y'all next time.